Remember when phones were actually phone-sized? It feels like a lifetime ago. There was a time when the primary goal was to make technology smaller, more portable, easier to handle. You could slip a phone into any pocket, use it completely with one hand, and never worry about it tumbling out of your grip. We had an unspoken appreciation for that compactness. It was a design philosophy that prioritized ergonomics and convenience above all else. That feeling of a device fitting perfectly in the palm of your hand, your thumb effortlessly reaching every corner of the screen, is a sensation many of us have almost forgotten in today's world of massive glass slabs. And then, Apple answered the call. The iPhone 13 mini arrived as the culmination of their small phone experiment, and it was pretty much everything people had been asking for. This wasn't a watered-down, budget version of a flagship, it was the flagship, just smaller. It had the same squared-off, flat-edged design as its bigger siblings, with the durable ceramic shield front and a beautiful aluminum frame. Holding it for the first time was a revelation. It felt incredibly solid and premium, a stark contrast to the cheap plastic feel that often came with smaller phones from other brands. It was a statement that small could and should still mean high quality. The key feature, of course, was its size. With a 5.4-inch display, the device itself is remarkably compact, making it a dream for one-handed use. Fast forward to 2025, the smartphone landscape is dominated by giants. The average screen size has crept up towards 6.7 inches, some phones are even pushing 7 inches and blurring the line between phone and tablet. Placing the iPhone 13 mini next to a modern flagship like an iPhone 16 Pro Max, placing the iPhone 13 mini next to a Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, the mini looks like a relic from another era, a tiny David surrounded by a legion of Goliaths. Size difference is the most immediate and defining point of comparison. It's where the Mini S greatest strengths and most obvious weaknesses come to light. The most significant pro is unmatched usability and portability. In a world of unwieldy phablets, the Mini is a breath of fresh air. It disappears into a pocket. It is featherlight in a bag. That same compact size is the Mini S biggest drawback for content consumption. Watching a feature-length movie on a 5.4-inch screen. So how does this little phone actually hold up in 2025? Let's start with speed and general performance. The A15 Bionic chip inside the iPhone 13 mini is, frankly, still a beast. Apple's silicon has such a commanding lead. Even a chip from late 2021 feels incredibly snappy and responsive today. Opening apps, scrolling through social media, browsing the web, navigating the operating system, are all buttery smooth. For most daily tasks, you won't notice a big speed difference versus a new base iPhone. It handles iOS 18 without breaking a sweat. Battery life is where things get a bit more complicated. In 2025, that's more conditional. If you're always on your phone, even as screens get bigger and bigger, a dedicated and vocal group of users continues to champion the cause of the small phone. Why? The reasons are rooted in a philosophy of how a phone should fit into one's life, not how one's life should revolve around a phone. The primary driver is ergonomics, one-handed usability. For a significant portion of the population, including those with smaller hands, using a large phone can be physically uncomfortable, even painful over time. The ability to securely grip a device and reach all corners with a single thumb isn't a minor feature. It's a fundamental aspect of accessibility and comfort. A smaller screen is inherently less immersive, and for many, that's a good thing. Practicality in an active lifestyle is another massive factor. If you're a runner, a cyclist, or someone on the move a lot, a huge phone is a liability. In 2025, the iPhone 13 mini's greatest strength remains its unique position in the market. It is unequivocally the most powerful and premium truly small phone you can get. Nothing else comes close. While some smaller Android phones exist, they almost always come with significant compromises. Processor speed, camera quality, build materials, they often lag behind. The Mini shines because it's a genuine flagship in a tiny body. Its performance, thanks to the A15 chip, is still excellent for most users, and it integrates flawlessly with the Apple ecosystem. When you pick it up, it doesn't feel like an old phone, it feels premium. However, the passage of time is undeniable. The most glaring is the display's 60 Hz refresh rate. 90 Hz, 120 Hz, modern phones feel noticeably smoother. The other major area where it's been left behind is camera versatility. It lacks a telephoto lens and relies on digital zoom, which results in noticeable loss of detail. So here we are in 2025 looking at this small marvel from the past. The big question, does it still make sense to buy an iPhone 13 mini today? The answer isn't a simple yes or no, it depends on what you value. If you are a power user who prioritizes a massive immersive screen for gaming and media, if you need multi-day battery life or telephoto zoom, the 13 mini is not for you. But if you are waiting for a truly great small phone, the 13 mini might be the best, maybe the last of its kind. It's a statement piece. A vote for a different smartphone philosophy. If you value one-handed use, portability, and a device that doesn't demand constant attention, portability and minimalism are the Mini-S core strengths. Performance is still fantastic for everyday use and the main camera is reliable. Apple's long-term software support keeps it modern and secure. Final verdict, yes. Still worth buying in 2025, but only for the right person. It's for the minimalist, the active user, and anyone tired of juggling a phablet. In a sea of ever-growing Goliaths, this little David offers a refreshing alternative. The king of compact, its reign isn't over.